All right, Chapter 7, Consumer Math. We are going to do page 2 and 3, hopefully, in this video because this part's pretty on the easy side. So expenses, let's describe them. There's a couple of terms here you want to understand. A necessity or a necessary expense is an essential item purchased. That could be a necessary fixed amount, like the same every single month, like your rent. Or it could be variable, like your utilities. So the fixed is the same every month, no matter what it is. If it's the same expense monthly, it's considered as fixed expense. Variables, variable expense, the amount necessarily varies on the month. So food, clothing, and utilities. We're going by what the book specifies as a necessity, which includes the food, clothing, and utilities. Okay. A luxury is defined as an inessential or non-essential item, which is something desired. So a regular expenditure is a repeated purchase over time. It costs the same every morning, whether it's your coffee, your daily transportation, your lunch once a week. It's a repeated regular expenditure. Long-term expenditures is something more than a month, so maybe every 6 months or once a year, something like that, 4 times a year. So let's do a couple days. If you buy a soda and a bag of chips for $2.75 for 5 days a week, how much would you spend in 50 weeks? It's just a straight multiplication, obviously. Oops. That's it. 1 year. Okay. 475. Let's see. 479. 3 times a week. How much would you spend in a 16-week semester? Just multiplication. Small family orders pizza delivered every Wednesday, including a $20 tip, and eats out once a week at their favorite fast food place. How much is this costing a month? Assume a 4-week month. So every Wednesday, that's 4 times, right? 4 times the 25 eats out at their favorite every, let's see, pizza's ordered 20 including tip. And sorry, let me write this down. Every Wednesday, 20 including tips for pizza, and they go out to their fast food restaurant 4 times. Assume a 4-week. How much is this costing them? Orders of operations says you need to find out how much it is per week first, and then multiply it by the 4 weeks. That gives you $180 per month, considering a 4-week month. Tremaine brings home so much per month for clothing. So much per month, sorry. Brings home this much per month. Has a fixed expenses below. How much can he afford on food, clothing, and luxuries? So this is his take home. Then we have rent. And we have a car payment. We have a cell phone bill. We have what used to be how much it cost in gas. Sorry, my pencil's having issues here. Insurance, that's monthly insurance. Utilities, and a student loan payment to make. Line them all up, add them up, put some zeros in so you can add them up by hand or put them in your calculator. You're going to get, if I did this right, 14,9776, and those are fixed according to the book. Okay. Then how much can he afford to spend? Let's take that out of his income. And what's left is for other stuff. I don't see any food or, yeah, food, clothing, and luxuries. So what's the wording on these? Even though food and clothing are considered necessities, these are his fixed. So these are the variables. So that has to be taken into account when you're considering your budget. All right, Tremaine goes out every Friday for happy hours and drinks with friends, usually spends $50 every Friday. On average, what percentage of his budget after fixed is eaten up by these happy hours? Oh, we're still, this is A and B, so we're still talking about Tremaine here. So he is spending 200 of this amount here, but notice it wants percentage. That's the key word here. So how do we find percentage? The 200 is what percent of the 649? So you can you can set it up like this. That's the how much he's spending, and that equals the 649.03 times whatever the percentage is. So if you divide both sides by this, you're going to get your P equals 0.30815216555, or times 100 to get your percent. 30.8 or 31% of his budget. You can do the 200 over the entire thing to see what percent of his paycheck he's spending. That's a lot less. It's like 10% or something. And you can kind of tell how much that he is spending. I mean, that's a lot out of his fix there. So just be careful on the wording on some of these. Let's see, 33725 for every 6 months for car insurance. Pays this amount both spring and fall. So that's actually 6 months as well. And budgets for books. So these would look like all 6 month expenditures. Add them up. And if you divide by 6, you get your monthly set aside. It's important to plan for your long term, because unless you want to suddenly come up with $3,600 twice a year, you want to go ahead and plan how much to start putting aside, because it's going to look like you have a lot of money, but if you need $600 per month, that needs to be set aside or it'll be gone. Let's see, combined income of 528 0.94. They want to save semi-annually is the key word. That's twice a year. Quarterly, 4 times a year. Semi-annually, twice a year. Property taxes. So they also have semi-annual car insurance. This is 2 times a year. And annual homeowners insurance. So a couple ways we can do this. Notice these are twice a year and the other one's once a year. So what you can do is just kind of write that out that way. 2 of those per year, 2 of those per year, and then 1 of these per year, add them all up, and divide by 12, and that will give you how much per month you should set aside. But then it says what percentage of their income should be saved each month. So if this is their income, percentage would be the smaller number on top. Remember, when we're going for a percentage, unless it's like 100%, 200%, 300%, the smaller number's on top, because then you have to multiply whatever you get times 100 to get approximately 6.6% of income to be saved. Okay,